Hey guys, so we're here in Runescape Christmas 2016 for the event, or at least the first part of the event. So there's these Christmas wardrobes here in Berthorpe, Varrock, Lumbridge, and Priff. So just enter those and they'll take you through to Santa's little hub here. And that's what we're going to come back to between each phase of this quest. Talk to Santa, he'll explain to you that they're essentially opening up some of the older events that you may have already done. We're going to go back and we're going to do them again. So the first one we're actually going to go back and do is 2007. So if you remember this, it's with the Ice Queen here, and we just got to talk to her. She'll tell you want to go build some snowmen. So you just got to go out into the snow, collect snow. You need 30 snowballs, so it's more than a full inventory. And then once you've done that, build them all together to make a snowman. And then you're meant to be getting a hat. So hat normally you'd get from the Ice Elves, but they are flatly refusing to give you the hat. So you talk to the Big Queen, she'll come back, tell you to talk to the elves again, you kick them, you move back to the Queen, and then the elves, and essentially you're going to get into a stalemate where the elves will refuse to give you the item you need, so she'll just give it to you, and you can put your hat on, and you can move on, create your snowman, and get out of here. Once you've done that, you head back to Santa, you tell him that something's gone wrong, and then he'll say that he'll investigate it. And then he'll tell you to go into the next one, which is the 2010 Christmas one. And right out the front of it, you're going to want to talk to Thorvar. He'll give you his bag, which has a bucket in it, and tell you all of the items you need to collect as you're coming through this dungeon. So in the first room of the dungeon is these pillars of ice. And it's essentially Simon Says. You'll get a different pattern of these lights, and then you've got to go hit the lights. You've got to do that 3 times. They extend by 1 each time. And then the icicles will melt and you can move through. But before you go through, make sure you pick up the snowman accessories that are right here in the front. So once you're into the second room, you've essentially got to crawl around and not be caught by the snow angel at the front. So you just got to make sure you move to the path as quickly as possible while she's turned around, and then stay behind each one. I suggest staying behind each wall of ice until she's turned around and turned back. Once you've done that, you touch her, and you'll be teleported through into the next room, which you want to pick up the Trinket of Sealification here, and then try to use it from the bag. It'll tell you that the bag's gone. It's essentially an infinite bag, so you got to pick up another one. Pick up another one, use it, you'll be transformed into a seal, and then slide along the ice. And turn before you think you need to, because it takes a little while to actually turn. Once you get to the end of that room, you move into the fourth room. So this one here, there's a series of doors, but also 2 items, so make sure you get both of the items. So the solution here is different to every player. Mine was 2-1-2-2, but you just got to keep trying every single door until you get through all of it. So the 2 items that you want to get is the Snowmaker and the Ice Skates. The Snowmaker here in the second portion, and then the Ice Skates near the end. But once you get through there, you're nice and good. But remember it, because the pattern will stay the same for you. So once you get through a gate in this first row, that's the gate you always need to take to get through that first row. So once we're here into the 5th room, 5th and final, we got Salty Claus. He's here, and he's wearing the Santa hat, and there's a big playing field. So what you want to do is you just want to click on Salty as soon as he appears. You can tell which one he is because you can see the Santa hat silhouette in the water before he pokes his head up, and you got to go, I think, about 4 to 5 times, and just keep clicking on Salty. You'll keep sliding through, you'll keep picking him up. You finally get him in the bucket, and then you can head back out to Thorvar and hand him back his stuff, and then you got to go explain to Santa that something was wrong here as well. That the bag was bottomless, and he again says he'll investigate it, but puts you on into the 2011 Christmas event, A Towering Feast. That's where we are now. So we're in a Christmas banquet, essentially. We get it explained that we've got to do a bunch of little mini quests to help out get the Christmas banquet set up for all the wizards. So I went down to the basement first, and we're going to help Isidore. It's essentially a game of Minesweeper here. He's going to put up some numbers, tell you where you can put them, and then once you put it down, it's going to go horizontal and vertical. Luckily for you, though, you can just copy my solution. It's the same for everybody, and it all fits nice and easily. So you can just look at the end here, and then copy your placements. And then once we've done that, we can move on to staying in the basement here, helping Chris and Kringle. So this is with the cooking. Essentially, we're told we need to get some Christmas puddings, Christmas spirit, some dragon eyes, broken wand, and some dragon claws, lesser demon claws. So first of all, stay in this kitchen, and we're going to have to pick up 5 Christmas puddings. They pop up randomly out of the pots, jars, sacks, pretty much anything in the kitchen. As soon as you see them, go over and click check on the item that they popped out of, and then you'll pick them up. Just keep doing that until you got 5 of them. You're also going to have to talk to Chris and make sure you get a Christmas spirit jar from him, and then use that jar on the wizards you'll see around. You can get whatever wizards you want. It doesn't really matter. You just got to fill it up with 3 of them, and then that's Christmas spirit done. Go up a floor and you can talk to Triborn about dragon eyes. He'll tell you he won't give them to you. As soon as you mention a thingamawat though, he'll turn around and you'll steal the eyes, and then that's that done. You can go up another floor, talk to Wizard Mizgog, and he'll give you his broken wand. And then we've only got 1 ingredient left, which we've got to talk to Greyzag, and he'll tell you to talk directly to Timmy, which is the lesser demon in the same room. So here, basically, we've got to anger Timmy until he attacks you and will drop some claws. So you can do pretty much anything here. You can go into his toy chest. Make sure if you go into the toy chest, though, you use toy dolls, snowballs, or Christmas puddings. Those will annoy him. The other one just won't do anything. You can also do emotes. If you're going to do emotes, make sure you're doing laugh, jump for joy, think, jig, blow kiss, raspberry, flap, and stomp. And then again, there's some that'll lower his anger level, and there's other emotes that won't have an effect. So stick to either throwing those or doing those emotes. If you do the same action too many times, he won't care. So you got to make sure you change it up. So I just threw a bunch of snowballs, and then I started just doing a bunch of emotes, and I was able to quickly get it. He attacks, pick up the claws, and we can head back down to the kitchen. So we've got to add these items into the cooking device in a specific order. We've got to put in first the Christmas puddings, then the claws, then the dragon eyes, some dwarven spice, which we have to pick up from the barrel north of it, and then lastly the Christmas spirit. We'll get a bit of talk to Kringle. He'll start up cutscene. It'll spit some pudding around everywhere, and that'll be perfectly fine. Evade the pudding like we're in the Matrix, and then talk to Kringle, and he'll do his spiel, but essentially that quest will be complete. We come up a couple of floors with Timmy, the lesser demon, and we're going to talk to Sioncorn. Essentially, the fairy would like to carry a crate, and you're just going to have to walk behind her and pick up everything that drops out. These little balls are probably the most annoying part of this. They just won't go away. So you just got to pick them up as you go through. My strategy was to leave them if they got too far away, because you're allowed 6 being on the floor before she'll quit. So just pick up the ones that you can get right behind her, and then sweep up the rest when she's at the end. And then once you've done that, we're going to help Wizard Greyzag. So he's up with Timmy, the lesser demon again. Could also be White Zag for you if you've completed the Void Knight quest series. So we've got a bunch of little imps running around. I went straight down to the ground floor and got into the fountain that's outside, just in front of the tower. There's also an oak tree at the back of the tower that you can go. And then still on that ground floor, behind a bookshelf here, pick up that imp, and then lastly go up a floor, and under the bed you can see its legs poking out. So once you've got all of those imps, run back up, talk to Grey or White Zag, and then you're pretty much done there. Dialogue's over, and you can head down, and then the cutscene will play, and that'll be the banquet. And you'll automatically be teleported straight back as soon as you try to go up the ladder, and Santa's all nice and happy for you, and everything seems to be honky-dory with that one. He'll still investigate the problems with the other 2. So here I thought I'd just showcase some of the rewards you get. You can pick up the snowboard that's right here next to the entrance, and you can do tricks with that snowboard. You also get the snow globe if you didn't already have it from the 2007 event, so you can shake that, see Lumbridge, and get a whole inventory of snowballs. The new emote is the Snow-drobe emote. Wardrobe open up, snow falling on you. You also get some overrides for the Ice Staff, Ice Shield, Ice Bow, and Ice Sword. As well as you can now revisit those 3. You can go back to the Land of Snow and do some snowman building for construction, magic, range, and melee experience. You can go do some seal sliding, for agility and dungeoneering, or you can go back to the Tower and Feast and make more cooking experience by getting the Christmas puddings. So that's it for the event. There's a second part coming up. I'm going to presume that that'll do with Santa figuring out why all of these things were going wrong in these events. But until then, that's it, and we'll see you in the next guide.